Hey everybody, just thought I'd make a quick video for one of my subscribers, a gentleman by the name of John Loudon. You had posed a question on YouTube, so I thought I'd just make a quick video for you and answer it. John's question was, how do you kind of install the sort of wingtip lights cover and lights on the Black Horse Viper. And it's a little messed up, the way the Black Horse kind of designed this thing. And at any rate, so John, what you're going to find is this, which is sort of the, I guess, light inserts or whatever that comes with the kit. The problem with this is that if you look at the way this is shaped, right? And if you were to mount this flush like that, the lights actually point out this way rather than straight ahead. Okay? So this I did not use. I think this is garbage. Okay? What I did was I got some lights from a gentleman by the name of, I believe it's Dave's Electronics. You can find them online. And I also got these lenses from Dave as well. Dave put together a custom lighting, LED lighting driver for me. You can't see it now because it's kind of buried underneath underneath my battery tray there. But at any rate, to install this, what I did was the finish that you're going to get, John, is it's a matte finish. Okay, so it's not going to have this clear coat that I put on separately. So you're going to have to place this on the wing, and then I would take some painter's tape and just put the tape so that it meets the outer edge here, as well as here, as well as here. Okay, that is when you're ready to install. The reasoning behind that is that when you use whatever adhesive that you might use, it's going to squish out to the sides, and if it squishes out to the sides and gets on the sort of pre-printed covering that they have, it's a bitch to get it out. Even worse, if you use CA, it will be white, and it looks like crap. So definitely mask this off when you do it. As far as the lights are concerned, like I said, the lights I got from Dave's RC Electronics, or Dave's Electronics. You have to cut the lenses just a little bit. I just decided to cut these two. Right? This is the actual original size of the lens. You can see it's a lot bigger. And I just angled them so that they're pointing straight, and then hit it with some CA to capture the position. I also put, you can see it there, foil tape all the way around this whole thing so that the reflection is that much better. The lenses in the kit will be marked left and right, so it'll be easy to figure out which one goes where. And also, the lighting kit that I have, and it's great, don't get me wrong, Dave makes a great product. The only drawback to it is that it only does 6 volts. So if you want something that's really, really bright, you're going to have to go with something like a Unilight system. You'll have a lot more variety and selection in terms of lenses, shapes and sizes that you can use to install on this plane, whether it's even side markers out here, but you're also going to pay 3 times the money for it, and it's definitely going to be brighter, so you got to kind of pick your poison. I'm going to turn it on just now so you can see the difference. This is my Skymaster F18, and this one does have the Unilight system in it. It's the full Unilight system with the afterburners and everything, and it's really, really bright. So the difference here is that this runs off of 2S packs. This one just runs receiver voltage, which is max 6 volts. Okay. Also, before we turn on the lights, the tail cone. Okay. I installed an LED afterburner in the tail cone as well, and then just wrapped it in some foil tape just to radiate the light. This also runs on 6 volts as well. And the reasoning behind that is I just didn't want to have to do a lot of additional bringing down a voltage and whatnot, because I'm running 2S packs to power the entire plane and the servos and that. Now, the diameter of this thing, because this only works if you're going to be running a 100 millimeter fan, because the inside diameter here, I believe it's about 90 millimeters if I'm not mistaken, so I'll just check real quick. Yeah, 90 millimeters is the inside diameter from here to there. If you're going to be running a 120, I know that you can go to RC Castle. They have afterburners like this, and they run at about 105 millimeters. So 105, you would be where? I don't know if you can see that. So you're about there, give or take. Right? So you'd have to take off some material to make it work. Now, the other thing that you also have to consider is when you actually make the thrust tube cone. So I'm just going to make it rough like this. So this thrust, say that this is the thrust tube cone, right? And you put the cone in, right? You have to make sure that the diameter from this point to this point is going to be big enough here. Okay? So in other words, if this is going to be too wide to transition your thrust cone or your thrust tube from here to here, obviously it won't work. So you're going to have to figure that out first before you do any of that. Also, when you're building the plane, make sure that you run the wire that you're going to use, if you're going to do an afterburner, that is. Make sure you run the wire prior to installing the thrust tube, any of that stuff. So you have to do a little bit of planning ahead of time, and you have to run a wire through the back here, most likely up in the spine, main spine of the plane, because that's a good channel to get your wires from front to back. All right, let me just plug this in real quick. Just bear with me a second here. Let's put that here. I can't do this one-handed. Okay. So we'll just turn that on. Oh, hang on a second. There we go. And now can you see that? There you go. It's finally focused. So that's basically what the lights look like. Outside flasher. One of my lights actually is already blown, which kind of sucks, but that's what it's supposed to look like with the landing light on, main signature, and the strobe. I also got a 5-volt strobe up here as well. It's a double strobe, and another strobe underneath here. If you check one of my previous videos, it'll talks a lot about that and how to do it. And last but not least, there's a landing light here as well too, and that's just a light from Freeway. I think it was the Avanti, the top strobe. When you do any of the Freeway strobes though, or Freeway LEDs, and if you're going to be running them directly from your receiver off of 6 volts, you do need some sort of resistor in line so that it doesn't burn out. Don't ask me how I know, but I learned that the hard way. Just put the resistor on the positive lead and you'll be fine. Okay? And when, oh, I gotta turn this on, I guess. Forgot to plug this in, so just bear with me a sec. Okay. All right, so hit that and hit gear up, and light turns off, and only the flasher and the green light and the red light stays on. Flashers also stay on as well. So that's basically it. Hopefully it answers your question, John, and good luck with your build. Houston out.